Tonight, a truly remarkable event is unfolding above us. We speak, of course, of the northern lights, the aurora borealis. These ethereal ribbons of light dance across the night sky, a silent symphony played out in the upper atmosphere. For many, witnessing this phenomenon is a lifelong dream. The colors shift and shimmer, from pale greens to vibrant pinks, painting an unforgettable picture against the backdrop of stars. The chance to see the aurora is often limited to those living in the far northern reaches of our world. Places like Alaska, Canada, and Scandinavia are renowned for their regular auroral displays. However, sometimes, under special circumstances, this celestial ballet ventures further south. Tonight, on June 1st, 2025, such an occasion is upon us. A powerful event originating from our sun is making it possible for people in regions unaccustomed to this sight to perhaps catch a glimpse. This is a moment of shared wonder, linking us all under the same vast sky. Imagine looking up into the darkness and seeing the sky come alive. It is a dynamic, flowing light, as if the heavens themselves are breathing. The allure of the northern lights is timeless. Ancient cultures wove myths and legends around them, seeing them as spirits of ancestors or messages from the gods. As we prepare for this potential display, we join a long line of skywatchers, all looking upwards in hope and wonder. The magnificent aurora we hope to see is a direct consequence of activity on our nearest star, the sun. The sun is not a calm, unchanging ball of light. Occasionally, the sun releases enormous bursts of energy and particles into space. These are known as solar flares or coronal mass ejections. Think of them as giant solar eruptions, sending a cloud of superheated gas called plasma, hurtling outwards through the solar system. When such a cloud of solar particles reaches Earth, it interacts with our planet's own magnetic field. Earth is like a giant magnet, with a protective bubble around it called the magnetosphere. This magnetic field usually deflects most of the solar wind. However, a particularly strong burst can disturb and stretch our magnetosphere. This disturbance is what scientists call a geomagnetic storm. The current event has been classified as a severe geomagnetic storm by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Spaceweather Prediction Center. These storms are not just about beautiful lights. They can also interfere with satellite operations, radio communications, and even power grids on the ground. Scientists at places like NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center monitor solar activity constantly. This allows us to prepare for any technological disruptions and, of course, to know when to look up for the aurora. So, a geomagnetic storm is raging, a result of the sun's energetic outburst interacting with Earth's magnetic shield. As the magnetosphere is buffeted by the incoming solar plasma, some of these charged particles are channeled along Earth's magnetic field lines. These field lines converge near the planet's magnetic poles. These captured solar particles are then guided down into Earth's upper atmosphere. As these high-energy particles collide with the atoms and molecules of gases in our atmosphere, they transfer their energy. The atmospheric atoms and molecules become excited, meaning their own electrons jump to higher energy levels. To return to their normal, stable state, these atmospheric atoms and molecules must release the extra energy they have absorbed by emitting tiny packets of light, called photons. When billions upon billions of these collisions and subsequent light emissions occur, they collectively create the visible spectacle of the aurora. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Space Weather Prediction Center, NOAA SWPC, has confirmed that the geomagnetic storm reached severe strength early this morning, Sunday, June 1, 2025. This classification indicates a significant level of disturbance in Earth's magnetic field. Such storms are less common than minor or moderate ones, and they carry the potential for much more dramatic and widespread auroral displays. A severe storm means that the influx of charged particles from the sun is particularly intense and energetic. This allows these particles to penetrate deeper into the magnetosphere and be channeled further towards the equator along the magnetic field lines. Consequently, the auroral oval, the region where auroras typically occur, expands significantly. Instead of being confined to the high Arctic latitudes, it can stretch down to cover mid-latitude regions. This is why areas like Northern California and even Alabama are being mentioned as potential viewing locations for this event. The intensity of the storm also affects the brightness and dynamism of the aurora. Section 5. Whispers from Space NOAA's guidance on the event. Scientists at NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center are our guides in understanding and anticipating these celestial events. They use a combination of satellite data, ground-based observatories, and sophisticated models to monitor the sun and predict space weather. For the current event, their expertise is invaluable. Sean Dahl, who serves as a service coordinator for the NOAA SWPC, has provided specific insights. He has emphasized that tonight, Sunday, June 1st, 2025, offers the very best opportunity to witness the aurora, especially for those located in areas where it is not a common sight. Mr. Dahl's statements underscore the significance of this particular night. The NOAA SWPC also provides forecasts for where the aurora might be visible. For this severe storm, they have indicated that the lights are anticipated to be most vivid and potentially overhead in the northernmost states of the United States, such as Michigan and Washington state. However, the truly exciting part of their forecast is the extent of the southward visibility. Their predictions are based on the current strength of the storm and models of how the magnetosphere responds. Section 6. Southward Journey, an unexpected glimpse for many. One of the most talked about aspects of this particular geomagnetic storm is its potential to bring the northern lights to skies much further south than is typical. According to the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center, the aurora could potentially be seen as far south as Alabama and across to Northern California. This is a truly remarkable prospect. For millions of people living in these regions, tonight might offer their first ever chance to witness this natural wonder without having to travel thousands of miles north. The reason for this extended visibility lies in the severity of the geomagnetic storm. When the storm is powerful, the auroral oval expands. This expansion means that the southern edge of this halo can dip down over populated areas in the mid-latitudes. So, while someone in Alaska might see the aurora directly overhead, an observer in Northern California or Alabama might see it as a glow, perhaps with some distinct rays or curtains appearing on the northern horizon. This southward extension is not a common occurrence. Section 7. The best seats in the house, prime viewing locations. While the aurora might be visible across a wide area, some locations will naturally offer a better chance of a clear and vibrant view. The NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center has provided guidance on areas with the best potential for clear skies tonight, Sunday, June 1st, 2025. Favorable weather conditions are paramount. No matter how strong the geomagnetic storm, clouds will obscure the celestial show. According to NOAA, much of the Pacific Northwest, especially earlier in the night, is expected to have clear skies. This includes states like Oregon and Washington, which are already fairly well positioned geographically. Further south, a good portion of Northern California also falls under this favorable forecast, aligning perfectly with the predicted southern extent of auroral visibility. Moving eastward, the Central Plains into the Ohio Valley are also highlighted as having good viewing prospects due to anticipated clear weather. For all these locations, the general advice remains the same. Get away from urban light pollution. Section 8. Timing is everything. When to look up. Knowing where to look is important, but knowing when to look is equally critical for catching the northern lights. The best viewing window for the aurora generally occurs during the darkest hours of the night. This typically means from late evening, after all vestiges of twilight have faded, until the early hours of the morning, before dawn begins to lighten the sky. For tonight's event, Sunday, June 1st, 2025, into the early morning hours of Monday, June 2nd, 2025, this prime dark sky window will be crucial. Sean Dahl from NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center specifically highlighted Sunday night as offering the best chance for those in areas where the aurora is not usually visible. While the storm officially reached severe strength early Sunday morning, the visual spectacle often takes time to fully develop and become visible as darkness falls. Therefore, patience is advised. The show might not begin immediately after sunset, but could build in intensity as the night progresses. The ideal time is often around local midnight, but auroral activity can be unpredictable. Section 9. A Fleeting Wonder, Seizing a Rare Opportunity. The chance to witness the northern lights, especially from latitudes as far south as Alabama or Northern California, is a genuinely rare and special opportunity. These celestial displays are dynamic and ephemeral. The conditions that bring them so far south, a severe geomagnetic storm aligned with favorable viewing conditions on Earth, do not occur frequently. Therefore, tonight, June 1st, 2025, presents a moment that many will want to seize. It is an invitation from nature to step outside, look up, and connect with the cosmos in a profoundly beautiful way. Preparing for the viewing involves a few simple steps. Check your local weather forecast for cloud cover. Find a location away from city lights with a clear view to the north. Dress warmly, as even summer nights can get cool, and allow your eyes plenty of time to adapt to the darkness. Most importantly, bring patience. Auroral displays can ebb and flow, with periods of quiet followed by bursts of activity. So, as darkness descends this evening, consider taking a moment to look towards the northern sky.